come out here and kind of take a look at where we're at. That hole is just on the underside of my piece of trim up there. So hopefully the light sets out far enough for us to get it in right. Problem I had with the other light, so I gotta take it out and drop it down. There we go, everybody. Oh, now we'll save these two pieces so I can fix that light over there, which is upside down, but I needed to drop it down about 6 inches. So I gotta pull that hole, drill another hole, plug it with the two pieces you just seen me take out, and redo it. So, let me see where I got my wiring at, everybody. I try to keep all of my wiring stuff in this small red toolbox. There we have it. So, I will grab handful of something. Handful of my little wiring clamps to hold everything down. A hammer. We'll get up here and see if we can't make something happen together. Right now, I'll just set that over right there. Because I gotta try and bring it through. And always give yourself plenty of play. There we go. So even though yeah, I'll leave that up there because I think I can nail it along the top of that rim joist. So Give myself a little space in case I need to move it around a little bit. Alrighty, everybody. I don't have my tape measure on me. But if you gotta imagine, at some point there's gonna be a stud right here shooting over to this one. But if I have to, I got enough play, I can pop that nail, and I can adjust it to either side. If y'all know what I mean, come on down. Nitro said, come on down, F around, find out. T-shirts and hoodies to come. Mama's working on it, everybody. You know, our content's sometimes a little off the wall. You know, all them people, everybody, what did I tell you earlier? I was trying to find my little DeWalt drill thing. I left it laying up here. That's what happens when you get old, everybody. You need somebody young to keep you in track. So I'll just pop up here. I always like to leave things a little bit loose. Give myself a little extra. Yeah, I know. That's what she said. All us men want a little extra. Seen this house come more to life. The old lady that owned it, I call her Miss Helen. Her name's Miss Helen. She used to own a beauty shop. She ran a beauty shop out of here for, I think, 40 or 50 years. I think she told my wife the only reason she shut the beauty shop down was because all of her clients had passed away. So, everybody, prayers for Miss Helen. Please, Daddy, don't hit your finger with a hammer. You know how them things happen. Everybody. My wife gets mad at me when I just flip around the ladder, everybody, so bear with me. close enough to just step over to the table, everybody. So I think what Daddy's gonna do now, shh, don't tell Mama. I'm not supposed to be lifting this stuff. It's not good for my neck. Just plug it in, everybody, and run my head right down on it. Don't do that at home. It might hurt a little. Then I looked like that guy from Hellraiser. Okay, everybody. Let's get over here and see if we can't get this down to this outlet. I gotta tear the outlet apart, get the power plug back in, get the light put in, and that's complete. I gotta finish fixing all these cracks in this floor, but until then, winter's coming on faster than I can get things done, everybody. Right now, I'm worried about my family down in Florida. Got my little brother down there in Gainesville. He's a photographer for the University of Florida down in Gainesville. So if I could ask everybody right now, please give my little brother some prayers. So, I'm just gonna shoot from there. Over the top side of everything else. Watch me run my head and do a nail, cut my head. I've had so many head injuries. A lot of you don't know I used to box as a kid. Till I got smart. When I was a kid, I used to box for a place called the East Moline Tigers Club with a Burt Moscone. Charlie Brown was a Golden Gloves boxer. I don't know if y'all remember. One of the heavyweights that I used to spar with. Golden Glove boxer Charlie Brown. And then a couple times I was in the ring with Lonnie Horn. If that's not a name you recognize from the 70s in the boxing world. Now y'all, I ain't no hard ass. I boxed. I only boxed for 2 years, and I was like, y'all ain't no good at this. I keep getting my arse whipped, and I wasn't liking it. Then I figured out, hey, dum-dum, football's a whole lot funner and a lot less get beat upper. Ha ha. Damn it, I know there's a hole there somewhere. I know what some of you are saying. Just don't say it. Okay. So, just in case I want to do anything else, I'm going to give myself a little wrap up here. I'll flip it on the inside of that board for some extra wires. I'll come down through top side of that outlet. This is the dangerous part for Nitro. I can't tell when my foot. Is it on the ladder, everybody? Yep, it's on the ladder. I feel it now. I'll get all that nailed up and pretty when the time comes. All right, everybody. I want to thank my brother, Joe. He bought me an 18 gauge Pierce PRC 18S. Shoots 1/4 inch by 1 inch staples, so that when I go to do my insulation in here, I'm not using one of them hand staplers. So thanks, brother Joe, for that. We'll come back over here. We'll get all this set up. Try to get it set up. A lot of time, electricity is pretty much not too bad. But not many. If you know, me being a millwright, everything I ever worked with my entire life was DC. So it was all 220, 440, DC. So millwright apprenticeship is a little bit of everything. It's kind of like the center of all knowledge when it comes to installing machinery for places. So I started out my apprenticeship as a millwright in a foundry. So I worked for Sevier Steel Corporation. And then I'm gonna leave that one loose because I gotta screw it to the board, which the board is right here. So kind of get an idea or an idea. Anyway, I worked for Sevier Steel Corporation as a millwright apprentice. They had 3 25-ton arc furnaces. Y'all don't know what an arc furnace is? Just imagine a giant welding rod. Each furnace had three of them giant welding rods. And I need to go to the side with that, so I'll change that around real quick unless I can get in there and do it myself. Okay, let's see how that works. I think either way around it, might have to do something up there for that to set in a little bit. So we'll go back and we'll get my spade bits. Change this out again. It's kind of weird because I got to find a spot on top of this for the 3/8, the top of that 3/8 to fit into that hole and still be able to get a flush mount on the outside. Probably let me take this 3/8 thing off. See if we can do something different, everybody. Instead of me having to go through all this. It's always nice having these little 3/8 inch clamp conductors for your Romex, which I do use quite a bit. Put that back in the package. Put it back in the electrical box. Here. Find a home for it. There's a home for them right there. Come back down over here. Take this back out. Hang on, everybody. Like I said, electrical. When I was an apprentice, we were working on the arc furnaces one day, and the guy I was working with was the arc furnace specialist millwright that usually worked on the furnaces. Wasn't there one day. And so I had to work with this other guy. And I was new, so we'll just call this other guy Cowboy. And I damn near got killed. So I was coming down, standing on top of one of them 10-ton arc furnaces. And I was trying to remove one of the arc things. Now you got to imagine a welding rod that sticks on a stinger. Imagine one of them welding rods is 15 inches round and about 12 foot tall. There's 3 of them in a steel furnace. 100,000 volts runs each rod. That's how they melt the steel. And then they put in all their additives. And regardless whether they're making, what kind of steel they're making, stainless steel stuff, or whether they're making, whatever they're making, they put additives in. But either way, 3 of them rods in one furnace, that's 300,000 volts. I'm standing on the lid of this arc furnace with 3 of them rods in it. Guy in the crane's running over with a little cap that I have to screw on the top of that arc rod to remove that rod and fix the clamp that held the rod, or copper water jackets. So I grabbed the clamp as the crane guy's lowering it, and it's just a little round thing you screw onto the top, and then you give him the thumbs up, and the guy inside the furnace room hits the release button for that clamp to release off that rod. They can pull the rod and then shut everything down, remove that jacket, and take it and fix it or replace it. The guy I was working with didn't know what he was doing, and he started the furnace. And that 100,000 watts blew me back off the furnace about 15 foot. I think that was the last time he worked with me ever again. And that's enough I'm gonna say about that. After that, I stayed pretty much clear of them furnaces. I wound up being one of their crane specialists. So, sorry everybody, I'm trying to get this here changed up for us. Trying to remember how this got sat up. Grab me a screwdriver. Yeah, I know you guys, I don't talk a whole lot. I wound up working at that steel foundry most of my career. Did 6 years in that foundry, but I was able to work with some of the best people, I think, in the industry. Obviously, electrical engineer and a mechanical engineer. That kind of taught me everything I know. A little bit about everything, I would probably say. kind of where I want to be, everybody. Grab a couple screws. Screw that in, push it back through. Get all my wiring done. But yeah, like I said, I was also, while I was working at the foundry, I also ran I was a volunteer for a while at a Christian Family Care Center. It's a homeless shelter. I did volunteer work there and then worked there part-time right before I went to work for the foundry as a millwright apprentice. Let me see if we're still recording, everybody. Sorry, I forgot to put my phone in airplane mode. Yep, we're still recording. But like I said, I worked at the Christian Family Care Center, then I went to work at the foundry as a millwright apprentice. While I was doing that, I joined EMT school. I became a nationally registered medic, and I worked for Davenport Medic for 6 years as a volunteer medic. And then also, while I was working at the foundry, I took care of all the medical emergencies there on second and third shift. As a millwright, they want you to work swing shifts, so every 4 months you work first, 4 months second, 4 months third. You do that for 6 years until you graduate, so that you can learn all the ins and outs of a foundry. That's pretty much where we was. It is what it is. A lot of you can imagine trying to get your life and your head wrapped around every 4 months having to switch shifts. It was a crazy life for quite a while. Yeah, and it was a midlife crisis thing. I thought, well, do I want to work this hard the rest of my life? Or can I change it and try and become something? I guess I should have just left that in the hole. Out here on the outside, kind of see where we're at. She needs to come out just a little more. Put 2 screws in there. A couple of these long screws. So then after 6 years of working in the foundry, my mechanical engineer and the electrical engineer I worked with, both of them sat me down and made me promise them that I would get out of the foundry life because they cared about me. And they said 99% of the people that work in a foundry usually don't live past the age of 55, 57, due to one thing. It's called black lung. And I watched some of the most intelligent people some of the most intelligent people I know die in that foundry. I watched a casting about 10 tons. I watched a chain break. They picked up the casting, was moving it across the sand floor. It was a mold they had just poured. I watched a chain break come down and sever a guy's leg. Foundry life. Ain't for everybody. The heat, like I said, I worked on the crane, so 99% of the time I was up on a crane. I was either fixing something, brakes, trolleys, cables. But you gotta understand, in a foundry, up top, when you're up there working on them cranes, and they're cooking 75 tons of steel below you, and you're working third shift, because they cook steel at night. They have to. It's the only time they can use that much power. Otherwise, you'd shut a whole city down. So, with that being said, when I was working third shift, it was quite loud. Throw a couple screws in this, everybody. I didn't put an extra one in my pocket, people, did I? Nope. All right, now we get to come down. So I see it, everybody. I watched molten iron explode and land on a guy. He run like he was a football star trying to make a touchdown. Time I got to him, and everybody else got to him, got him tackled to the floor. You could see that molten metal all the way down through his chest. You could see, oh, it happened again. I can't have that happening. I gotta find the DeWalt one. This one doesn't have the slide on it. Daddy can't keep going up and down off that ladder because I have a hard time picking them up. So they brushed that guy off, helped him get in the, got him, calmed down, got the ambulance called on the way. I dressed him for his wounds, called his family, and never seen that man again for about a year and a half. He finally came back to work, had a lot of scar tissue, 3rd-degree burns, a lot of skin grafts over his chest where you could see his muscles and stuff. And 6 months later, his wife left him. And we was working 3rd shift. Couldn't nobody find him. Well, I know you used to go out to his truck quite a bit to have lunch. So I went outside to his truck, and he had took a gun and committed suicide. So everybody pray for him and his family. His wife left him. But God bless him. God bless that man. Sometimes some of the stuff I've seen, I had 2 babies die in my arms, trying to keep them alive. Little 5-year-old girl got run over by a car. I tried keeping her alive all the way to the hospital. Lady was ordering a pizza. Wasn't watching what she was doing and ran that poor little girl over. Okay, everybody. I think we're good there. I'm just hoping everything gonna fit. I'm gonna have to get everything out here. Give it a go. Oh yeah. So even though I was a nationally registered medic, I did that for 6 years, and that was the end of that. I could handle blood, guts, accident scenes, but having 2 kids die on you, yeah, I just couldn't do it. It was too much for this guy. So I stuck with the millwright career. Left foundry, went to a place called Continental Cement. Helped get them up and running. Done a whole lot of work for them people. Installed a self-loading system, fixed their entire plant. I ran a terminal out of Bettendorf, Iowa. Get all these wires unconnected. Try and see if this light's gonna fit up here, everybody. In Continental Cement, I worked there for 15 years. In 15 years, I only had 5 sick days, which ain't too bad for an old man. But I went in there and changed a lot of things. Got another good boss in there. We worked together as a team. We completely remodeled that entire plant terminal, where they were only selling about $7 million a year in bulk Portland cement, to where they were pushing about close to $50 to $70 million a year. Put in all brand new high-speed equipment, updated gearboxes, higher RPM electric motors. Just made things better for them all around. But in the end, it all comes down to money. Over 4 or 5 years after installing the electrical system and all helping these computer people come down and write all the codes to set in the self-loading stuff, turning everything from analog to digital, all the switches that would open and close, drawing up the prints, helping these system designers do everything. At the end of it all, it was better, because now you could load cement trucks, bulk Portland cement, 24 hours around the dot. But because I was the guy that helped everybody design the system, when the system went down, the system called my phone. And because of that, I was the go-to guy. Well, after 4 years of getting over 300 to 400 call-outs in the middle of the night, I got sick and tired of it. Said I want paid every time my phone rings and it wakes me up in the middle of the night. I want at least 2 hours. I have to wake up, get dressed, run over the terminal, figure out what the problem is, fix the problem, make sure the product still got sent out, and never got a penny for it. And in the end, they were like, okay, we can do a 2-hour payout. I was like, okay, well, here's proof. Here's over 400 times that I've been called out. And these are the trucks, these are the numbers, this is the dates, this is the times. They were like, whoa, maybe we ought to get our lawyers involved and have a sit down. So I was like, well, okay, let's do that. So they got their lawyers involved, and they had a sit down, because they'd had to pay me all that back pay for 4 years. They decided that because I was the assistant terminal manager and their skilled worker contractor, and I was paid, I wasn't paid hourly, I was paid a salary. They said I was salary non-exempt. So that makes us not liable to have to pay you. It's all on you. I said, so you mean to tell me I've been with you guys for 15 years, 110%. There's times I worked when I was sick, came in, did things, rebuilt your whole, made you all this money, and you're not willing to pay me this back pay, which roughly added up to about 40 grand. And if they'd have been cool about it, they'd have said, hey, how about if we just give you 10 grand, you just keep your mouth shut? I'd have been cool. But they weren't. So I said, well, this is my 2-week notice. I'm done. And they said, fine, that's fine. They said, would you please train somebody else to do your job? I said, yeah. I started training the guy. We worked together a couple days. And they called me back on the second day and said, we decided that we're terminating you, and Friday's your last day. I said, cool. So from that day forward, I trained the guy how to do my job. And that place held 20,000 tons of cement, which was shipped upriver from Hannibal by barge to the terminal. We had $40 million contract, rebuilding the I-280 bridge and about 10 miles across it. We had the Manats come and get all the concrete from us for that job. Since they fired me, and this other guy was the new boss now, and my last day was Friday, I didn't have to do inventory. As far as I was concerned, I was fired. I didn't have to tell him how much cement was in the terminal. Well, come Friday, well, my last day when I was saying bye, they were completely out of bulk powder Portland with a $30 million contract and no cement. Was it wrong of me to do that? Probably. But sometimes karma comes around and kicks you in your ass, don't it? And that's sad. That's the company I fell 17 foot off of the ladder and broke my neck. And they said because I didn't report it, it wasn't a work-related accident, so there was nothing they could do. I fell 17 foot, trying to turn a high-speed screw with a 4-foot pipe wrench to get everything up and running again. And the jaws on the pipe wrench slipped. I fell backwards. Yeah, I should have had a lanyard on. But I was trying to get things for the company up and going again on relatively quick notice. Sorry, I'm cutting through this sheath, everybody. I don't want to cut my fingers. And again, in the end, it didn't do me no good. All that time and energy I wasted on this company sure didn't help me none, or my family. I understand for 9 or 10 years, I didn't see my family. Sorry, everybody, I gotta take these little things off because I think I need to make some arrangements here. Alrighty then, so I'll put you back on there. And I just letting you know, people, sometimes life ain't fair. A big corporation is, when it comes down to it, it's not about the little guy. It's about them. It's about money. It's about what they can get out of the employee, not what you can give them. So I learned my lesson all too well. And now I'm paying for it. I went and seen the lawyer. Lawyer's like, oh, because you didn't report it, there's not much we can do for you. Well, I fell. I blacked out. My hip hurt. My wrist hurt. My neck hurt. But when I woke up, I was like, oh shit, I blacked out. We gotta get this back up and running. So I put everything back on, ran back up there, fixed everything, got the barge running again, and then I was just sore for a couple weeks. But I didn't know in the end that it completely shattered everything on my neck and my back, which I'm paying for now, everybody. Get this to work, everybody. I gotta do a little shave down on the top of this for this little divot to set in. We'll see if we can't make it right. Get it to set in there just right. I don't know if I got the pencil on me out here. Yeah, I do. Oh, screwed them off, put them back up there. What's going on in today's society, man? Our country being so top secretive about the shit that they pull. I don't care if you're right or left. I really don't. I just care about our country and our rights. Really do. It's sad. It really is, people. It's just sad. Things ain't the way they used to be. I just broke that one. Well, looks like I'm gonna need a new 1-incher. I just broke the tip right off of it. So let's see if that's just enough for it to set in there, people. I never thought in my life I should have got them. Nope, I might have to drill that out some more. I'm not quite sure. I might have to get a different tool out, everybody. Either on for everybody.
You okay?
Yeah. I broke the tip of it, so that means Daddy needs a new set. So let's see what I can try and do.
Just put my magic on the look us up on Facebook. Louis already texted me.
Oh, he wants it.
Well, that's going for the whole set until he sees the prices.
Tell him. I mean, don't. It's my brother, so don't. I don't. You know, I see how hard you work for that stuff. I mean,
I might give him a
and I lost my whole. I hate when I lose stuff, Mommy.
I lose stuff all the time, Daddy.